Welcome to the Butler Beat. I'm Brooke Lewis.
And I'm Matt Schumacher. Butler President James Dankos is traveling a lot as of late. Covering the president's travels is the Butler Beat's Ryan Anderson.
2 months, 10 states, and 13 different locations comprise Butler President James Dankos' inaugural tour. During this tour, President Danko hopes to meet and connect with members of the Butler community.
It'll give Jim an opportunity to meet alumni across the nation, as well as those alumni to meet Jim and to bring his message and to gather information from them on what they feel the future of Butler University can mean to them and how they can help in that future.
The tour began in downtown Indianapolis, where over 100 members of the Butler community listened to the president's message. The presidential tour presents a vision of growth and improvement with its slogan, Imagine Possibilities. President Danko believes the alumni play an important role in Butler's future.
I would just ask you as alums, as you learn more and more about Butler, that you think about ways perhaps that you'd be willing to participate in building the future vision, the future of Butler. It's an investment back into your degree, and it's an investment back into the degrees of our current students.
The president's perception of Butler's future materialized during his first 100 days on campus. Alumni like Christina Lear appreciate his effort to learn about the Butler community.
I'm hoping to learn more about the strategic priorities that the president has. I know he's done a lot of planning, he's had a lot of conversations with people, he's really into visioning, and I think that's great. So I just want to know what that vision is going to look like, what we can expect from Butler in the upcoming years.
President Danko heads down south Tuesday, where he will be visiting members of the Butler community in Atlanta, Georgia. The president will also be making 2 stops in Florida before returning to Butler on Sunday, March 4th. For the Butler Beat, this is Ryan Anderson.
The newest and cutest member of the Butler community has arrived on campus. Ashley Davis has the story.
Butler University has a new mascot in training. Blue 2 will eventually pass the bone to Blue 3, also known as Trip.
Trip was unveiled at the sold-out men's basketball game against Indiana State. He was presented at center court before the game alongside Blue 1 and 2. Trip was born on December 23rd and is already learning the ropes of being a mascot. He lives with Blue 2's owner, Michael Kaltenmark, who says Blue 2 has been a good big brother so far.
Blue's doing a good job of, leading by example and showing Trip, how to behave. So that's good, but it's still kind of hectic and still a lot of work, but also a lot of fun.
Students had a chance to meet Trip and take pictures of him in Starbucks, even though the puppy slept through most of the meet and greet. Blue 2 has over 8,700 Twitter followers, and Trip already has over 2,700 followers. Kaltenmark says Trip is adjusting well to the social media world.
Yeah, Trip's been doing very well with the social media. From Twitter to Facebook, Flickr, he's on all these sites, and it's cool because we've been able to give him a voice just like we have with Blue, and the amount of followers that's led to has been amazing.
Trip will start attending events around campus right away so he can get used to being around people at a young age. As far as Blue 2's retirement goes, Kaltenmark says he will wait until Blue gives him signs of slowing down. One student says she thinks having Trip will benefit Butler.
Well, I think that Blue 3 is good to have for Butler because Michael has done such a great job of branding Butler through Blue 2, and I just think that people love puppies so much that Blue 3 will definitely add to that.
For students who haven't had a chance to meet Trip, they can look for him at upcoming sporting events. For the Butler Beat, I'm Ashley Davis.
Butler seniors Ronald Nord and Garrett Butcher have played their last regular season home game at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Becca Bornhurst has more on the story.
Butler seniors Ronald Norred and Garrett Butcher share similar bittersweet feelings as the end of their collegiate basketball careers approach. The two combined for 16 points in last week's victory over UIC. The Bulldogs took care of business, winning 69-44, but the night was extra special for both Norred and Butcher.
It meant a lot. To be able to start on senior night's a big deal, and that means a lot for a guy who has, I think, 3 career starts. So, it's a little bit nerve-wracking in a way, just because I'm not used to that. I'm used to coming off the bench, but it was fun, and it meant a lot, and we played well as a team, which made it even better.
A Butcher 17-foot jumper and a Norred layup ended the co-captain's last regular season game inside of Hinkle Fieldhouse. After the back-to-back plays, head coach Brad Stevens subbed both out in unison to a resounding standing ovation from over 6,000 fans.
It makes you feel good to get that appreciation from the fans and from your teammates.
Senior night continued after the contest as Stevens spoke admiringly of Butcher's team-first attitude and Norrid's unbelievable leadership.
It's a great feeling knowing, the support that we had today and the support that we've had, since we got here. And it's really cool that we get to share that with our teammates and our coaches, and everybody at Butler gets to share that moment, and share the moments that we've had over the past 4 years. It's a pretty cool thing.
The Dogs may play another home game depending on what seed they receive in the Horizon League tournament. For the Butler Beat, I'm Becca Bornhorst.
Springtime at Butler means a few things. The flowers begin to bloom, spring break is right around the corner, and it's time for freshman skits. Mary Algier has the story.
The field house is packed, but the Dogs aren't playing tonight.
This is freshman skits, when new Greek students get to show out their style in a dance and skit competition. The event is put on by the Blue Key Honor Society, made up of students from every house. This year they raised over $1,000 through freshman skits for Butler groups Help Heal Haiti and Wishmakers. While the competition was tough, freshman skits is a bonding time for new members.
It was so fun. It was such a great experience because I got to know all my sisters so much better.
I just loved it so much. We had so much practice put in, but all in all, we gave it our all.
Kind of terrifying, but it's really fun to get to know all your sisters and to be out there together.
It was great, a lot of fun.
The women of Delta Gamma and the men of Lambda Chi Alpha walked away victorious with first prize.
Let's go, let's go, go, let's go, let's go.
It's amazing. It was so much fun.
Alpha Phi and Sigma Nu came in second, followed by Phi Psi and Kappa Alpha Theta. Win or lose, freshman skits was one loud party. For the Butler Beat, I'm Mary Algier.
Down at the HRC, there's a workout that is guaranteed to kick your butt. Mallory Winters has the story.
Welcome to boot camp. These are 4 words likely to strike fear into even the most active individuals. At the Health and Recreation Complex on Wednesday evenings, though, these words draw anticipation and excitement. Jessica Blackport, a senior at Butler, is one of the instructors for the weekly boot camp. Blue 2 and Trips owner and director of web marketing communications, Michael Kaltenmark, is another boot camp instructor. Jessica describes how she first became involved with the boot camp at the HRC.
Sophomore year, I decided to be a participant, and so I just started showing up to Michael's class at 6:30 on Tuesday morning, and I made it a goal that semester, that first fall semester, to come every Tuesday.
Blackport started attending boot camp sessions 4 days a week, falling into a teaching role when the opportunity came. While a typical boot camp could be intimidating, Blackport explains how the one at the HRC is different.
If you were to actually go to a boot camp, drill sergeants, they don't laugh. They're very straight-faced. But here it's the community, it's the people. We make friends here, and we want to joke with them. We want to laugh with them. I have no problem teasing somebody or challenging somebody and making play out of it, and I think that's what makes it fun.
Maria Jansen has been attending boot camps almost every week for 3 years. She says her fellow boot camp participants are the best part.
I'd say the people. I've made great friends here. We see each other every week here, and for some of us, it's the only time we see each other.
Not only does Blackport motivate and instruct the boot camp, she participates in all of the exercises too. She explains why this is important.
So for me, it's a really good gauge of how they're feeling, so I know what it feels like. But then I also think that it helps me keep my energy up, because if you're just watching somebody, it's not as fun. But if you're in it, you want to stay motivated and you want other people to stay motivated, so it keeps the energy level up.
Attending a boot camp can seem like a daunting task. Both Jansen and Blackport stress that the first step to enjoyment is attending that first class. With encouragement and a supporting community, the boot camp could easily become the highlight of anyone's week. For the Butler Beat, I'm Mallory Winters.
Last season's 32 wins were the second most in school history for the Butler softball team. But this year's squad is wanting more. Lance Rinker has the story.
After a runner-up finish in last year's Horizon League tournament, the Butler softball team has one thing on its mind.
To win conference.
Definitely win the Horizon League. I think that's our goal every single year, and I don't think that changes this year either.
The Bulldogs are in good position to do so, returning Horizon League Pitcher of the Year, Jenny Esparza. The junior right-hander holds school records in wins and strikeouts. Esparza is looking to take her game to the next level in order to help Butler win a conference title.
One thing that got me last year was my walks. So I've been really working on hitting my spots, getting my pitches to really move and get that hard spin on it.
In addition to Esparza, the Bulldogs returned several other starters, including senior first baseman Aaron Falkenberry. Like Esparza, Falkenberry, Butler's all-time leader in home runs, is hoping more consistency will translate to more wins.
This year for me, I'm just trying to be more consistent. You know, I'd rather hit 400, get on base more than having a weekend where I hit a few home runs.
In his second season at Butler, head coach Scott Hall says he's expecting more effort and consistency in practice. Senior pitcher Brianna Fisher says this year's squad is plenty motivated.
I would say that our squad this year is a lot more competitive, and we have higher expectations because we've all been here before, and being in the championship game last year and not getting it done has really motivated us to work hard this season.
So while the season is just beginning, the Bulldogs have put in plenty of time and effort on the field. And while the sun is setting behind me, Butler hopes that the sun won't set too soon on what they view to be a very promising season. For the Butler Beat, I'm Lance Rinker.
Mardi Gras is usually associated with Louisiana, but Butler held its first annual Mardi Gras celebration this week. I put on my beads and went to check it out. For a few hours on Tuesday night, Resco felt like a bustling Bourbon Street. The Butler Diversity Center teamed with Resco RAs to put on a Mardi Gras party in the Resco Dining Hall. The event wasn't just about partying and pigging out on Fat Tuesday, though.
And the Diversity Center wanted an event that would bring people to the Diversity Center and help spread diversity and culture on campus, and so that's going to be a great event for students to come to.
The event featured traditional sights and sounds of the New Orleans celebration, including music by the Butler Jazz Band, elaborate masquerades, and even mock floats.
The posters are to represent the floats that they have in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and so each hall or organization decorated one like a float, and then all the attendants are voting on which is their favorite.
Students also enjoyed free Creole cuisine courtesy of Yats and Broad Ripple, and of course, some good old-fashioned King's Cake. According to Resco RA Dominique Stevens, over 200 students attended the event throughout the evening.
The turnout is amazing. There's a lot of students here, a lot of people having a good time. I see smiles on everybody's faces. It's really a good time.
Hannon says she hopes the event's success will encourage future RAs and Diversity Center coordinators to make this an annual celebration. For the Butler Beat, I'm Matt Schumacher.
That wraps up the first segment of this week's Butler Beat. I'm Brooke Lewis.
And I'm Matt Schumacher. Stay with us for segment 2 when Shelby Sebring interviews 2 SGA presidential candidates.